All right, welcome everybody to the AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200 as brought to you by the iNRS Racing Series here on the IWM Broadcast Network. I'm Rick Souza here with John DeRudris here in the broadcast booth. And John, this is only the second mile and a half that we've been on with these drivers.
Yeah, what's up, Rick? We got a second mile and a half. And, Texas is a very unique track here, and because of turn 1 and turn 2 are vastly different than turn 3 and turn 4. So you got to pay attention to your corner entry. We'll talk about that late in this in the show right before we get the green flag with some track keys and some keys of the race. But yeah, we're at Texas, and as you can see right there, there is a couple. Look, there's some carnage there on the high side. Oh wow, what a hit! Well,
folks, it's still practice. Practice about to wind up in about 9 seconds here, and then we'll move on to qualifying.
Yep, we've got a full field, which is going to be awesome.
I think there may be, I think everybody makes the race. I think we have 36 drivers. We'll see how it all plays out. But practice has just concluded, and we're about to get into qualifying. And while they're getting set for qualifying, why don't we at least cover, what is tonight? Let's look at the race info.
All right, so we got 134 laps here tonight. Stage break at lap 44. 1 quick repair, 5 sets of tires, 60% fuel, 3 green, right checkers. Track temp. It's a interesting race here at Texas. It's always a little bit of a hot one, so makes the track pretty slick, but with 5 sets of tires, they should have plenty of tread left on those to be able to get around Texas Motor Speedway and the AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200. So right now, qualifying underway, Rick, and we'll see who's going to be at the top of the board. Previous winner here last year was Jeffrey Brogdon, brought home the win, so we'll see how he's able to perform this week. Looking on board at Michael Whitley Jr. He got his win. I remember we covered that race at Martinsville, won it and got himself into the next round, which was very, very impressive to see. So we'll see what Michael's been able to do, what he will do in this race. But really quick, let's talk about your top 10 in points while these guys qualify. You got Jordan Winsel in P1 right now, followed by Jordan Booth, Alex Murphy, Tyler Lem up 4, Matt Robinson in 5th, Eric Jeffers in 6th, tied for 7th is Nick Alves and Travis Bennett, and tied for 9th is Corey Bunch and Simon Madsen there. So Simon dropped 5 spots, Corey dropped 4 spots last week, so we'll see how those drivers fare out. But at the top of the board, Travis Bennett.
Yeah, putting down a smoking lap. Well, of course, it just got eclipsed by Matt Persuni, and now Alex Murphy takes that away.
Yeah, everybody's
just
like topping each other right now.
Yeah, so the drivers have a couple laps here to qualify. Your second lap is always going to be faster on this track versus your first lap. So, all right. So while they're qualifying, let's go over your keys to today's race.
Absolutely. So we are at Texas, and at Texas, what happens a lot of times is you have a track position game. So you have to really focus on a couple different things. Pit strategy is going to be number 1. You have to focus on where you are and in correlation to the other drivers, and get on and off pit road safely, as well as position yourself towards the end of the race. I think this is going to be a long run kind of game here today at Texas. I think turn 4 might be a little treacherous, but pit strategy is going to be very important. Corner entry is number 2. So going into turn 1 is probably at Texas one of the most tricky tracks to get into turn 1. The reason why is because the corner, it's an odd corner. I mean, there's nothing else for me to say there. The wall with your depth perception is a little bit iffy. It's very interesting to get around turn 1 and turn 2. And my third key that I already talked about, but talking about track position, I think you need to be up at the front here. You don't want to get in the back. You don't want to have to worry about focusing on beating these guys outright. You want to make sure that you have to have a good qualifying position here to keep that track position up and be on top of that pit strategy. All these keys today are going to be my keys to potentially seeing who could be at the top of the boards. But right now, Rick, taking a look at the top of the board by 1,000th of a second, Alex Forget-Berube there, top Travis Bennett. Great run from the 19.
Yeah, we've talked about Alex a number of times, but I think this is the first pole of this season. So absolutely, just a great result today, putting his number 19 Ford up on the front row. All right, so pretty much qualifying is coming to a close. Pretty much from what we've seen, I think there may be one more competitor. Let's take a peek.
Simon Magin, I think, out there.
Yep, Simon Magin is currently out there. I think he's wrapping up.
Practicing pit road entry. Pit strategy, you have to get on pit road. And he's trying that right there and was able to do that successfully. So Simon currently shown qualifying in P20.
Yeah, so as soon as I think everybody has qualified. A few drivers just kind of maybe wrapping up some testing. I think they're all done. So as soon as we get it, right now everything we've got is unofficial. Qualifying is now over. Everybody did qualify. There is with the iNASCAR Racing Series, there is a 5-minute window for the admins to speak to the drivers, let them know what the plan is for today. And with every league, it's always different. The challenges that race administrators face is like you see every Sunday, and that is, do I throw this yellow flag? Is this something I should do now, or is it going to figure itself out, or is it going to block the track? That's really the defining factor.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
that's why. That's why we're up here and they're down there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a thankless job to be an admin on an iRacing event. But you could leave it up to iRacing and let them do it, but that's not always the best way to handle it. So.
Nope. They giveth and they taketh. The iRacing gods do.
Yeah, we had a broadcast last night where iRacing was the admins have the ability to throw a caution, but at the same time, the bulk of the yellow flags are controlled by iRacing, and sometimes if someone spins, really impacts other drivers, but continues to go, that yellow flag does not fly.
Correct, and that's the tough part because that's when race control comes in, and a caution at times can be subjective. You could have a car spinning in turn 3 and 4, get a slide down the bottom of the track. You could call a caution if you think he's going to come back up, but oftentimes it's up to iRacing to call that. We've seen incidents. There was one last night, I believe, where we initially thought it was a car that was spinning, and it was purely sideways, but saved it, and caution was thrown. So it's definitely purely up to the admins and obviously iRacing on that. But Rick, talking about today at Texas, looking at the point battle here, Martinsville, there was a lot of movement that happened within the top 10 in points. Looking into the halfway point in the regular season, it's so important to get the extra playoff points when it comes to those finishes. So, it may seem like a long time before we start the playoffs on the 5th of September, but it's not. You got to get your points now. So you got to figure out, what you need to do. And looking at team standings, 40XLI are the guys. They have been at the front almost every single race, followed by Full Throttle and Apex Motorsports. And that's led by, drivers who are currently locked into the playoffs. Travis Bennett, Nick Alves, Jordan Winsel, Simon Magin, Jordan Booth, Corey Bunch, Tyler Lem, all those drivers currently locked in. So, Rick, I'm curious, what's the status of the drivers who are hot right now?
Well, I think there's no one that's on a hotter streak right now than Matt Robinson. He has just consistently added himself into the top 10 finish. Can he do it today at Texas? we'll see. Another driver that's also out there on a nice hot streak is the 12 of Eric Jeffers. We've seen him repeatedly through all of these past races up there and, successful. He's had back-to-back top 10 finishes. He's poised to potentially have a good run here at Texas.
Absolutely. And, looking a little bit down, Tony Japs had a great top 10 at Martinsville. We'll see if he can do a repeat performance here at Texas. But talking to the flip side, who's not hot right now? Cody Graham to 27, had a good run at Richmond, and Cody found his way back onto the struggle bus, unfortunately. He had 6 finishes outside the top 15. It hasn't been a good year for him and the GKM Racing 27. And also Kai Collimore. We've seen him, week in and week out, unfortunately getting caught in some incidents, and he's still searching for that first top 10 or top 15 finish, and he hasn't had one since Atlanta. So can we see Kai, get back into the game with those 40 XLI teammates and see if he can possibly get his way back up to the front of the field? And talking about who we think could be at the front of the field, like we said before, this is the second mile and a half we've had on the circuit. So last year we saw Corey Bunch, Travis Bennett, Jordan Winsel. They were the kings of the mile and a halves, capturing 5 out of the 8 track wins here in the iNRS series. So it's going to be a crazy race. I think you're going to see a lot of comers and goers. Tires are going to be a big factor in who's going to be at the end of this race, and I think green flag stops are going to be abundant. So I'm excited. But Rick, I think we are just about ready to get the cars on pit road and get gridded up here for today's, I guess technically tonight's, AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200 in the iNASCAR Racing Series.
Yeah, we're beginning to see the cars on the populating onto the grid. And
Alrighty.
That means we should have a grid to announce. And there we go.
Here we go. Alrighty. So here's your starting lineup for tonight's AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200 presented by iNRS and Admin Box. You have Alex Forget-Berube, first pole of the season there, followed by Travis Bennett, Brendan Hayes in third, Alex Murphy in fourth, Martin Giroux, great top 5 starting position for him, Matt Perusini there in P6, Eric Jeffers in 7th, Vernon Broadbeck in 8th, Michael Whitley Jr. in 9th, and Jordan Wenzel rounds out your top 10.
All right, in 11th, Jacob Musso. Kai Collimore is in 12th. In 13th, Clark Franz. In 14th, Jordan Booth. 15th is Matt Robinson, and 15th is Richard Mills. 17th, Alberto Abar, and 18th is Austin Walton. In 19th, Garrett Walden, and 20th, Simon Magin.
In 21st, you have Corey Ennis, followed by Jonathan Varanauskis there in P22. Mike Wheel starts in 23rd with Nick Alves to his outside in 24th. In the 25th starting position, you have Tony Japs with James Jones to his outside in 26th. Scott Thomas starts in 27th. Vince Burns starts in 28th. Martin Pinnell and Tyler Lim start in 29th and 30th.
31st, Ty Bostic. 32nd, Tyler Thurman. 39, Tyler Sexton. Lots of Tylers there all in a row. Ron Fitting in 34th. Joe Musso in 35th. And John Krupa is in 36th. All right, that's our grid. As we watch the rest of the car roll off.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great event here tonight. Got a lot of different drivers up there in the top 10, and we'll see who has the best strategy as this race plays out.
All right, beautiful day here in Texas. This event is currently showing like a late afternoon, so this will be a great event here. Weather looks pretty good. Let's just take a look at the weather. 16, 17 mile an hour winds. Temperature on the track is not too bad at 91. Clear. Oh, I'm sorry. Track temperature is 100. Little warm.
Little toasty, but you know what? It's all right. Here we go. Pace car makes its way down pit road here in the AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200. Alex Forget-Berube is at the point, and we have green flag racing. He did not get a good start, though. Outside line prevails. Not the start that the 19 was looking for at all.
No, no, and that just comes, I think, with time spent at the front. We haven't seen him much at the front, and maybe a little bit of a stage fright. Not sure, but
Yeah. Yep, and he is now battling alongside the 30 machine of Alex Murphy, trying to get back into this event. But Alex Murphy tough hitting the wall. That's going to be a big talking point here. Exit of turn 4. We've seen some guys
wide for a second there.
For a second, they backed off. Probably smart.
Probably smart. Yeah. Travis Bennett continues to lead, but this is a fairly wide track, so it's not uncommon to see 2 and 3 wide, but they'll typically settle down as they enter into the corners, especially turns 1 and 2. But Alex Forget has moved up to second and is holding that solidly. He's got Brandon Hayes to his right behind him, is sitting in third. Big battle just behind there between the 30 of Alex Murphy and the 24. I'm sorry, the 50 of Martin Giroux. They're door to door.
Yep,
so the 24 though is just sniffing at their tail right now.
Yep, he's right there. He may sneak to the inside. It looks like he's going to try that out of turn 2.
So the 70 is just kind of stuck up on the outside. I'm not sure exactly who that is. I'm not sure that lines up with our numbers. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that's the 10. Obviously, that's not said. That one is a little bit elongated, but that is the 10 of Burton Broadbeck. Sorry about that, folks.
I can definitely understand that. It makes a lot of sense. But right now, you just had Alex Ruby just run the fastest lap of the race by a full 10.5 over Travis Bennett there. So we'll see what he's able to do. Definitely has a draft as we see the 24 battling alongside the 10. Broadbeck and Parasini side by side.
Yellow flag is out. It's like
caution is out.
Tyler Sexton possibly involved.
Yeah, Tyler Sexton is on pit road, actually.
Well, I think he may have towed. So just looking from behind, tags the wall, through the grass, more through the grass.
Oh, he could have turned that car around and gone.
I think he did.
No, he towed. Wow.
He stopped and towed, yeah. So
that's a surprising move, actually. I felt like he could get back to the pit safely.
All right.
Well, caution number 1 here at Texas.
7 laps in, incident with Tyler Sexton. When I go back and look at the restart and incidents, I think Tyler may have had an issue right from the green flag start. Not sure what had happened here. Looking back at Tyler, this is on the restart.
Oh, he got turned.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Big
There's
checkup.
a big checkup. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm surprised that didn't actually cause a caution.
No caution,
right
but we are seeing is a number of drivers on pit road. Just quick fuel stops. Travis Bennett, your leader, Vernon Broadbeck, Matt Persuni, Eric Jeffers, Matt Robinson, all people we talked about in the pregame. Just kind of looking at strategy, I'm assuming that they're expecting some long green flag runs, so getting any bit of extra fuel is to your advantage.
Yeah, I love that call. I think it's a smart call right now.
Well, we do have a stage break coming up at lap 44, so that may be the bridge I'm not really certain of what the mileage is, but for some reason I had in my head it was around 40 for mileage at this track. I could be wrong, it could be less.
I think it definitely could be somewhere around that number, 35 to 40. Just doing some rough math with some fuel.
Yeah, so if that
numbers,
is the
which
case,
that would,
that would allow those guys not to have to come back in prior to the stage break.
Yep. And that would mean that everybody would have to come down before the stage break if we get a clean green flag run up until then. So that could be an advantageous move, but again, I'm thinking about the stage. Thinking about this now, I might like to stay out, because if you come down pit road on lap 40, you're only going to have 2 laps really on your tires, 2 or 3 laps before you get that stage break. You're not going to come down pit road. Maybe you will for fuel.
James Jones on YouTube just indicated he thinks the mileage that they're able to run here is 36.
There we go. I said 35. You said 40. Right in between there.
Yep. No, that makes perfect sense. I mean, if your number of other drivers also came in and got fuel, so about 16 drivers stayed out, including your pole sitter, Alex Forget-Marubi. He stayed out, and about the other half decided we're going to take fuel, with Austin Walton also taking tires. All right.
I like the move.
Yeah, back up front. Lights are still on the pace car, but we should get the 1 to go as we cross the straight. Flagman is still displaying the yellow flag as these competitors will begin to form up. Alex has lane choice, and he has decided he is going to take the inside, kind of maybe an opportunity to get a redo on on his restart. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely needs a redo on that one. He was, don't know if he got caught sleeping. I don't know. But everybody just went on by him there on the high side. So looking right now.
Yeah, a lot of leagues do it differently. Some go on the flagman, some go on the leader. But, whatever happened, unfortunately, that restart ended up catching him off guard. But thanks for tuning in, folks, tonight. Hopefully everything goes well. We've had a lot of weather here in the Carolinas, and so if we are struggling with our broadcasts here in the Charlotte Race Control, bear with us. We've had some terrible storms go through. I know others, even in our listening audience, also are getting the rest of that storm and others out there. So, in fact, we're still under a tornado watch here in the Carolinas.
Wow. Well, hopefully it all clears up right there. And we're back to green, actually, here. Green flag racing at Texas.
Great restart.
19 was ready that time.
He absolutely was.
He was ready as we see the field dive down into turn 1.
You got a couple of those 40 XLI guys. That's Kai Collmore and Brandon Hayes find themselves in 3rd and 4th, and their other teammate, Jordan Booth, is in 7th, who just a few races ago was racing following an appendix operation, and I don't know how he did that.
I don't know. We got some battling way in the back, too. A lot of side-by-side action right now. 3-4 distinct packs being formed. Oh, we got the 39 dropping down below the 30 here, trying to make it interesting out of turn 2. 40 is going to get a big run, though, alongside those 40 XLI teammates. Oh, 39 hit the apron. 39 hit the apron.
He caught it.
He saved it, though. Wow. What a save. That was a beautiful save there by the 39 of Kai Collmore.
A little bit of contact with the wall with the 67, I think.
Wow, what a save, though. That was absolutely magnificent out of Kai. Saved this race, saved the caution.
Absolutely. Side-by-side battle with the 67 and the 7. That's Corey Ennis and Alberto Abar up there battling for 7th. We've got that second pack that's out there, so that's led by Big Travis Bennett as those guys begin to work their way back up.
For sure.
Alex has got some clear air out front. He's got a couple seconds of gap. Oh, sorry, not a couple seconds. He's got about a half a second of gap between himself and Alex Murphy, who's got his own battle with Brandon Hayes.
And looking on back, you got Winsel Booth. Bunch of battles right now going on. This is for 4th on back.
Yeah, big.
I mean, side-by-side action like crazy.
Great racing here going on amongst these guys. Oh, almost 3 wide there with the 50. That's Martin Giroux, tried to split, but thought better of it.
He did, as we are now 16 laps in. Now we got 3 wide.
Now we're 3 wide, absolutely. That's the 46 of Simon Magin in the middle there. Got Ennis to the inside, the 41 to the outside. Jordan Booth, he drops down. Things kind of settle themselves out sometimes. Oh, that's Corey Ennis to get a little bit loose there, but saved it. Looking a little farther back. That's the 39 now under the 67.
Yep, they're battling side by side here. That is for P9 and P10.
Looking on back,
and
there's
right.
that Masters paint scheme with the 94, Michael Whitley.
Yep, Masters going on this weekend. You ever been to the Masters, Rick?
I have, multiple times. It's really not that far. It's only like a couple hours from where I'm at. So.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. I'm lucky to get to go for the first time. Wasn't expecting to and got invited to a couple days ago. So get to go on Saturday.
Oh, that's a great day.
I'm excited, very excited for that. So cool to see that master scheme out there. Michael Whitley, see if he can pull off some magic, some Masters magic here at Texas. He is sitting all the way back there in 23rd, minus 14 though. And let's talk about some of the biggest movers of the race so far. Ty Bostic sitting there in P13. He is up 18 positions now from his starting position of 31st. They're also around Ty. You have Scott Thomas up 12, and look at the 29 of John Krupa. John Krupa as well is up 17 spots, and there is his machine right there.
Side by side with the 72 of Jonathan Varanowskis. But good battles all over the track tonight. And a back up front, though, we've got a big battle with Alex Murphy and Brandon Hayes all over Alex Forget, and they take the lead away. Alex Murphy takes it out, and right on his heels is the 40 of Brandon Hayes. Alex does not look like he's ready to give it up, and he's staying dedicated to that high line and is matching door to door with the 30.
Absolutely he is.
If I recall, I always thought that there was the high line was a successful way to run and navigate this track. "23 laps in the books Alex Forget-Berube successfully fights off the run of Alex Murphy and Brandon Hayes.
Starting to see some sliding going on there, Rick. In turn 4, these guys are getting a little bit loose, and this is when tires are going to become very important here at Texas Motor Speedway. You do not want to ruin those right sides. If you do, you're going to be sliding back. And looking right now at some lap times, one of the fastest cars on the track right now, Jordan Booth, Simon Madsen, their top 2 fastest drivers on the track. Same thing with Matt Piericini, both in the 29s right now. Everybody else in the 30-second bracket. Martin Giroux just broke the 30-second bracket as well. So you're starting to see who's going to be able to get to the front and save their tires while some are falling back. Those who are on the opposite end there, Jacob Musso, Ty Bostic, as well as Tyler Lim and John Krupa, all running low to mid 30s.
So it's good that we do see some tire fall off. That's certainly important, I think, to the overall competitiveness here. It really shows the drivers who can manage their tires successfully, they'll be successful. But I think you're right around now, lap 26. You're going to see some major tire wear, and it's going to be a challenge. You have to back up your corner entry and be a little smarter as you make your way around this track. We're now watching that battle between Ty Bostic and Kai Collimore.
Yeah, big battle forming between them, and also right in front of them, they have Corey Ennis and Alberto Abar battling side by side.
And don't lose sight of the fact that you've got Travis Bennett, who did go into that to make that pit stop, and now he has moved up to 14th.
Vernon Broadbeck too. Vernon Broadbeck came down pit road that last time.
He did. You just saw the 24, Matt Piericini. He got caught the edge of the apron with his left sides, got a little squirrely, but was able to back out a little bit and save it. This is one of those tracks where catching your left front on that and that white line at where the apron is there. In fact, it's not actually at the white line. It's slightly below the white line. Will severely damage your day.
Oh yeah, and Kai Collimore just absolutely sideswiped the turn 4 wall. Heavy damage on the right side of that 39 machine. Should be able to continue, but he just absolutely tore down the wall in turn 4. You know, sometimes when you hit the wall here in the next gen car, if you hit it flat, it won't adjust your toe length. But sometimes when you hit I think this is turn 2. Yeah, I think it was this next corner. Pushes up on exit and absolutely slams the wall.
Yep, big hit there. You got the 12 slipping by. That's Aaron Jeffers right behind him. We're back live. Lap 31 is in the books.
Alex Forget-Berube up, you know, quite a bit right now on the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's got to bring up that gap information. Nearly 2 seconds of a gap. That is humongous.
It's pretty big. I mean, my telemetry over here is saying 0.3 of a second. That's definitely not 0.3 of a second. That's why I was like, oh wait, what's
other thing to notice is, you know, Martin Giroux has made his way up there and now is running in second.
Absolutely.
We've got 2 of the 40 XLI drivers, Brandon Hayes and Jordan Booth, and they've got they're making Jordan Wenzel sandwich between the two of them.
Right behind him, Alex Murphy as well.
Telemetry of the truck said Kai Callamore went off track and came back on. He must have got a bit loose and went possibly through the grass.
Kai Callamore got loose out of turn 4 and did a pass in the grass here at Texas.
You can already see just him. He's struggling with the handling
Oh.
on that 39. Caution's out for Jonathan Baranakis, who
Uh-oh.
crashed. He's
What happened
definitely
to...
missing the front bumper off of that. I think Richard Mills may have been involved, and let's go back and look. We'll follow behind the 5 of Mills, see if that's actually it.
Yep, watch. Yep, right here, gets loose.
No, actually, let's back that up just a little bit. I think he's so that's between the 25 of Musso and the 72.
Slides up the track out of turn 4. Trying to save it.
Super loose, but then gets tapped.
Hard hit there for the 72 machine.
You see the 5 then trying to avoid the collision and winds up going through the grass. All right. Well, that's very interesting. Couple drivers on pit road. A lot.
Just a few.
Martin Giroux. Alex Forget stays out. You know, that's not a bad call. He's kind of protecting his position with just, looking for stage points. He's just 8 laps away with time to go back to green, maybe 5 laps before we wind up at that stage break.
Yeah, but is that going to be enough, though? You know what I mean? Is that going to be enough of a buffer between his his tires and the rest of the fields once this flips? Because there's no way he's keeping the lead. Oh, well, maybe he will.
Yeah, I mean...
Giroux, Hayes, Winsel, Booth. Yeah, I mean...
Well, those guys didn't come in, so...
Right. So, that could actually work out in his favor.
The drivers who went into the pits on that pit stop, they're going to be back starting in 18th.
Yeah, they definitely don't have enough time to make their way back up and catch the leader, I believe, in enough time. So I like the call, stay out.
All right, our second caution of the night. Here at Texas, we again thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the iNASCAR Racing Series AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200 here at Texas Motor Speedway. We appreciate you tuning in to whatever stream you're following us on, YouTube or Twitch, and even Twitter. But again, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. And if you could like and follow along, you'll stay up to date on other events that we broadcast for sure every Wednesday and Thursday night. And we'll give you some of what the best of iRacing can deliver. So. All right. Is it me, or it seems like there's like an extra caution lap going on?
No. I don't see anything over race control.
No? Maybe it's iRacing. They may have added a. It just seems like the laps are. We saw this a bit last night in the other race we covered. I could have sworn that those pacing laps were longer than usual, but maybe it just felt that way.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little bit longer than usual. They should be getting 1 to green this time by.
They do.
You know, that'd be yep, that should be a new addition that they have on iRacing. The flag man, when it's 1 to green, he holds up a single popsicle stick and holds the flag there, and makes it 1 to green. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool little addition, because they haven't updated that flag man since iRacing's been around. You know, that's still the same guy from day one. So
that's good job security for that dude.
Oh, incredible job security. I mean, going on, what, 15 years?
Yeah. Alex Forget Berube is again our control car. He's got Brandon Hayes to his outside, Jordan Booth back there behind him, and Vernon Broadbeck is there as well. So this should be a very interesting restart, because we are rapidly approaching our stage break at lap 44. You know, I tell you, with stage points are incredibly important. You know, you may not have a great race, but if you win a stage, that's 10 points. That's a great addition to whatever points you can get. So even if you finish back, maybe not quite mid-pack, but top 15, that additional points in the stage can make a huge difference overall.
It sure will. So we'll see how this race turns out. Now, for the end of the stage, green flag back in the air. Big stack up for the field, and Alex Forget Berube out to the front. Got to keep a note of the 81 machine, Jordan Wenzel. He is back there on fresh tires. Now we do have about 5 laps left until the stage break, so can he make his way all the way back up to the front? We're about to find out.
Yeah, that was a very interesting restart. If you go back and watch it, he held that field back all the way through the entire restart zone. Oh, that's super loose. Jordan Booth was basically drifting across that start-finish line.
He definitely was.
Pressing it super hard to try and catch up to the 19 of Alex Forget Berube. A lot of dicing and slicing back through the field.
3 wide. We got some beating and banging going on there. Don't know if they'll make it out of this corner alive. Ew. But they do.
They do.
We're still racing.
That's a 94 coming off of the pits. That's Michael Whitley.
Got some more 3 wide action now. In the front, there's a 12. Eric Jeffers. And right now, Rick, we got potentially a battle for the lead. Jordan Booth has caught the back bumper of that 19 machine. Can he make the pass in 2 laps? Well, he's there on the outside. What a run by the 41 of Jordan Booth. You know, appendix removed just a few weeks ago, and he is now at the top of the board.
So you're saying I could be a better driver? There's a chance if I have my appendix removed?
You know, by our great sample size of 2, Carlos Sainz and Jordan Booth, I would say yes. I would say yes.
Okay, there you go. All right, lap 43. We're about rapidly approaching our stage break. Jordan Booth has taken over the lead, but he's got competition. Martin Giraud is nosed out in front.
Martin Giraud to the point. He, I believe, has fresh tires. Yes, he does. Able to make his way all the way up from basically 15th, 16th to the lead. To, I believe he should win the stage at the end of this lap. And there it is. Martin Giraud gets the stage win.
There must have been there's a wreck further on back. I see lots of drivers slowing and involved to an incident after that caution came out. Austin Walton involved. Richard Mills, Tyler Sexton, Nick Alves, Mike Wheel. Let's go back and see just what brought out back at the tail end of the field.
Oh, there it is. That's rough right there. Oh, man. Terrible incident.
It looked like the 7 of A-Bar may have gone dirt tracking. Let's go back and look at that one more time. What caught it? What caught? Why did he get loose? What was the?
Did he hit the apron or did he?
No. Just got a little. I think there was just not enough room there. He was already low.
Yep.
All right, lap 45 is in the books. This is a competition caution that came out at the same time. A little tap in the back from the 41 to the 50 of Martin Giroux saying, hey, congratulations on that.
Congrats, kid. Just got in the back. What's up, brother?
Yeah, I'm here. Michael Whitley stayed out. Pretty much everybody else came in. We'll get you an update on who is on the lead lap or how many cars are on the lead lap momentarily. All right, waiting for the telemetry to populate, but I think for the most part, number of cars still on pit road. I think we only may have just Tyler Sexton, who is a few laps down.
Yes.
Yeah, a number of drivers still in the pits trying to work their way out. That was Tyler Sexton back on the road. That is correct. All right, so officially our third caution of the night, but this one was for our stage break at lap 44. Your stage winner out of nowhere, and really because he drove all the way back, was Martin Giroux with Rumble Racing. He drove that number 50 Chevy all the way back up after taking that pit stop at lap 35.
Yeah, what an awesome move that was.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, that's the second time he did that, though. We saw him drive up earlier. And Martin started, I think, in 5th. And we saw him battling for the lead, and then we ran through a cycle of pit stops.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I knew pit strategy was going to be important, especially late in the race, but early in the race proven to be just as important to get those stage points.
So Alex Murphy will be the control car on this restart. We'll see whether he chooses the inside or the outside. Wherever he starts, he will have Simon Madgen in that 46 Chevy from Rumble Racing to his side, and behind Garrett Walden and James Jones.
Alrighty, there we go.
All right, we just got the one to go. And out of 36 competitors, we've got 35 still on the lead lap. A number of drivers chose to run down pit road. Tyler Thurman, Matt Pericini, Vince Burns, and Michael Whitley Jr. back on pit road. as we said earlier in the broadcast, one of the keys is pit strategy, and that includes fuel strategy. And they also know a couple of things that 36 laps or so, they'll be back in for fuel. Tires are a factor. 20 laps or so into our green flag run, gets a little slippery.
Just a little bit. So we'll see who's going to be at the forefront of that strategy call once that time comes, because that time will be there for all of these iNRS guys. 36 laps is the number, so looking right at about lap 85. Excuse me, 85. 80-45. All right, green flag back in the air here in the AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200. Field pretty spread out. We see some moves already starting to be made throughout the field while Alex Murphy leads everybody down here into turn 1 and turn 2.
They could restart, but didn't take long for the 46 of Simon Magin and Garrett Walden to be right on his tail. Those guys are battling door to door. Right behind him, that's the 43 and the 46. The 19 of Alex Berube right there in 4. A little bit of a bobble coming out of 4. And he can't give up much. He's got Jordan Booth on his tail. Of James Jones slips to 6th. Looking back through the field, looking good. Matthew Robinson is +6. He is currently in 9th. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Another big mover besides James Jones is Tony Japs in the 42. Tony is up 17 positions, running in 8th.
Wow. What a run for him. You know, we talked about him in the pre-race. Can he continue that momentum? And he looks like so far through this race, he's been able to do so.
Tony Jeffers right there in the 12, running in 9th. Other big movers, Martin Pinnell up 13 spots to 16. He's in that number 20. And behind him, Ty Bostic up 14 in that number 22 NB2 Motorsports Chevrolet. Back in front, Alex Murphy has got that 46 of Simon Magin on his tail. 1, 2, 3, Magin, Murphy, Walden. That group of 4 cars, along with Alex Berube, 3 cars plus the 19, are kind of moved out to a little bit of a gap between themselves and everybody else. John, this is kind of what we expected to see from this league. You know, we did a couple of short tracks, and man, short track racing is just so hard with this car.
It's tough, and you know it's slick. It's a hard car to drive on short tracks, and that's why you got to put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. And even then, sometimes it doesn't win. Sometimes you're just at the mercy of. You know, again, this is a simulation. It's not perfect. It's not real life. So, you know, you're at the mercy of technology at that point. But
loud.
I know.
but I mean, all the time and effort you put into practice and enhance your racecraft, you're still running around other drivers who may not have put in the same amount of time, who may not bring the same skill set each and every week, and unfortunately you can get caught up.
For sure. You absolutely can, and that's, you know, what we see a lot of times. And, you know, it's with a league like this, all these guys have run around each other quite a bit. So they know the tendencies. They know which drivers are going to be more aggressive. They know which drivers are going to take more conservative lines. So when you have that balance and you're able to have a group of individuals race around each other for a while, you typically see that start to clear up caution-wise late in the season until you get to the playoffs. And playoffs, you know, it's all about positions. So got a car slow in 3 and 4, sliding up the track big time. Able to keep it straight, though. But yeah, Rick, it's great to watch these iNRS guys. They put on a great show here, and glad we're able to be their broadcast partner. But right now, Alex Murphy checking out with Simon Madgen, Garrett Walden, Alex Forget-Berube, and Travis Bennett, your top 5. Everybody in a single line, basically.
Yep, absolutely. Plus this is a challenging track as well. Texas is kind of an odd track. Wide, low banking through 1 and 2. Definitely limits the amount of grooves you can take, and then 3 and 4, it's a completely different animal than throw in the front stretch. It's just an odd duck.
Definitely an odd duck.
So good, clean racing so far. I know that one of the major changes here is that we have seen Josh Douglas, who competed as a driver, but he also happens to be the one of the league owners. He's basically said, you know what, I'm gonna take myself out of the car to focus on race control and do what's in the best interest of the league. So we'll be watching how these events go on, and certainly the success that will bring to the race management. So far so good. If you're just tuning in, it's now lap 60 of 134, coming up to the halfway point. We had a stage break at lap 44, which really, in my opinion, there was some great strategy being played out with fuel mileage. You couldn't make it to the stage break without taking fuel. And we saw some drivers come down under green flag conditions and take fuel. Others trying to sneak it in when we did have some pit stops, but certainly it was a very good strategy for a number of drivers, particularly the 50 of Mr. Martin Jerome.
Absolutely. We'll see what he's able to do. Now everybody basically on the same pit cycle, as we are starting to see some of these tires start to come into play. We're about 13 laps into this run. Times have started to definitely fall off, about a half a second right now. So who is going to make their way back up through this field as we are approaching halfway here in about 5 laps? 5 laps until, take that back. My math was, no, actually that's about right. Yeah, 5 laps until halfway. 4 laps now. I was second guessing myself. I was like, 67 plus 67 is 134, 50-50, then 17 and 17 is 34, just breaking it down.
Math is not your strong suit. We get that.
Well, not when it's 9 o'clock at night after a long day of work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That is when it starts to fade a little bit here, for sure.
So you're definitely seeing a little bit of a move. Travis Bennett has now moved himself up. He's now sitting in 4th behind the 19 of Forget-Berube. As this tire wear is beginning to, I think, to affect the 46 of Simon Madgen.
It has, and Alex Forget-Berube's right there to take advantage of this. He's been one of the fastest guys out of this front 5. You can see right there Alex Murphy sliding up the track. So, right now we are exactly 16 laps into this run, which is right when you typically start to see the tires start to fade away. So, very interesting to see that here at Texas.
But right there, you see that the 19 is about to take over first place.
There he is. He's back, your pole sitter. Back up to the point.
Again, that tire wear, there's a lot of factors in that, but really one of the biggest factors is the driver. He can really influence that tire wear just by how he's adjusting his wheel, how he approaches that corner and that turn, how he throttle control, all of that is on the driver, and all of that plays into tire wear.
Absolutely it does.
And just like that, Travis Bennett has moved up to P2. So now they pitted last on lap 45. I think we went green around lap 47, 48.
Yep, about 48.
So we assume that on lap 48, that's exactly 20 laps ago. Tire fall off is now playing a major factor.
Yep, so I think about 83, 84 is when you're probably going to start seeing a lot of these drivers come down pit road. And, doing the math on that, if you come down pit road, let's say 84, you are looking at lap 119 for your next stop. So do you short pit a little bit to get a little bit of a longer stint on the back end and try to leapfrog some of these drivers? Because right now you're about a second off your fastest lap. So that's when this strategy really... 12 almost got into the 30 there. Watching that on my other monitor here. Close battle there. But, yeah, if you pit on lap... I mean, theoretically, you could pit now and pit on lap 105 and make it to the end on 2 stops. But do you want to do that? That's the big risk. Do you want to play that strategy game?
Right. You just don't know. I think it's probably going to be helpful for these drivers to... big contact with the wall.
Who was that?
I think
that the 01?
I think it was Simon Magin.
Oh, I think you're right. Yep, 46.
We caught that
buried the wall again.
Yeah, in our peripheral vision here of that car slamming into the wall.
If he doesn't have a toe link bent, I am shocked. I mean, he looks to be okay.
Yeah.
I say that now. He got out of that corner fine. All right. Keep on going there.
So, yeah, I'm thinking that, we've got another 10 laps or so before we begin to see pit stops. And so far, it could be green flag pit stops. That may be a determining factor. We're watching a lot of 2 and 3 wide here, further on back in the field. That's a recipe for disaster with old tires.
You could say that again. Absolutely. Absolutely it is.
24 of Matt Berosini underneath the 13 of Nick Alves. Get the 24 is kind of coming up. And we've also got Clark Franz right there as well. This is the time where you're going to see drivers who have saved tires finding themselves way faster than some of the cars that may be around, which makes it that much more complicated trying to move your way up through the field.
Sure.
See the 39 of Kai Collmore back there as well, sitting in 15. So had a little bit of a struggle tonight. He gets that car back under control. Does the way he wants to, so he can be successful. The 45 just tapped the edge of the apron. The 39 is sideways, but he saved it again.
Wow. Again there, that's a tough thing to do once. It's even harder to do that twice. Save that car.
I think that was the 3rd time. So
yeah.
I think the 39 is really experiencing. He's at the end now of his last pit stop in his tire wear. He's probably got. He's typically a very aggressive driver, and that doesn't play well with tire wear.
No, that's where patience comes in. He's going to split the middle, maybe. I thought he was going to go for the middle there. But I'm right there with you. That's when, patience, you have to deploy some at the back end of the stint, or you're going to, completely destroy those tires and be even worse off later, you know, a couple laps from now when your tires will really start to feel that. But hey, he's made his way up to 15th position.
Lap 77 is in the books. Further on back, you've got this drama happening with Simon Magin finds himself back there. You can definitely tell as you're watching these drivers get around, they've got, you know, their ability to stick to the track has been compromised. You can tell the lap times have fallen off during the 31 seconds, so they've lost a couple seconds on these lap times. They can't wait to get in the pits and get some new tires.
Right, exactly.
So pit stops coming up next 5 laps, we think. And this goes back to your strategy, John. If we're going to come up to lap 84 for pit stops. Bring out some calculators here.
You're about 119.
Already Martin Giroux and Alex Murphy are on pit road. It just shows 80 to go in.
Yep, 80, which means flip it at 115. You got about 20 laps at the back end of that, so
that's pretty much splitting it pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah. But you're right, you could have come
Splitting.
in earlier, but
yeah.
But Murphy, Giroux, Franz, Magin, all on pit road. Scott Thomas on pit road. Mike Wheel coming in off. He's coming off of pit road now. On pit road now, coming off, and then so a full round of pit stops happening right now. Garrett Walden, Ron Fitting, Richard Mills are in. Expecting to see our leaders coming down momentarily here. But Eric Jeffers has made his way up to 3rd.
He has Tyler Lim on pit road as well.
Tyler Lim, last week's winner. Well, the 96, you saw him just kind of slip below again. As we talked about, caution. If you choose to slip your way and run on the apron, you're going to be in trouble. All right, Alex Forget-Ruby on pit road. Vernon Broadback, Michael Whitley Jr., Vince Burns, all on pit road. You got Tyler Thurman in the 11. He's coming off. He's headed back out on the track. And as we've seen, everybody who has come in, that's a full fuel and tire stop. Watching Jordan Booth and Eric Jeffers, Travis Bennett all up front. Expecting them to come down pit road. This is lap 84. I mean, how much more would you stretch it out at this point? There's diminishing returns, right?
Yeah, at some point the delta between staying out and not is definitely gonna come into factor. I would imagine he has to come down pit road this time. I mean, I think it has.
Yep.
You have to. Yep, there he is.
But that means that Eric Jeffers and Travis Bennett, Brendan Hayes, Jordan Wenzel, Ty Bostic, Matt Pursuti, Nick Alves, those guys, they have not come in yet. You're so pretty much your top 10 have not come onto the road. All right, now here comes the rest of the leaders, and those top 10 we just spoke about, they're all on pit road.
They are.
Are watching a full stop. Travis Bennett heads back out again, all in the 14 plus second time range. Good pit stops all around. We'll see how that shakes up this running order, but that does put the 50 of Martin Giroux back up to the point. We'll bring you up that current leaderboard now. Our first big round of green flag pit stops. Right, that number 5 that's right there behind the 50, that is actually Richard Mills. Richard Mills, I believe, is, could be wrong, I think he is a couple laps down or a lap down. Let's bring up the gap information.
Yeah. Let's see what the gap says.
So yeah, there's about 2 seconds back to Alex. Austin Martin on pit road. That's not a bad move for Richard Mills. He's got an opportunity, and you can say this as well. If you've got a driver who is successfully navigating this track, what a great opportunity if your day hasn't gone as well to get behind them and tail them around and see how they're attacking the track.
100%. Exactly. And that's where that experience is going to come into play, and seeing where that driver is going to be as he now looks to the inside there of the leader coming out of turn 2.
It's just going to affect the leader a little bit. So John Krupa is the first car, then the 29. That is 1 lap down. If caution does fly, he'll be the person who gets a wave around, lucky dog. But you're watching the leader, Martin Giroux, with the 5 of Richard Mills out there running up front. And not bad to have a good running partner to work with.
Exactly. Learn a little bit.
So as you would expect with a green flag pit stop, and looking at that track map, all those little dots represent competitors scattered throughout. Pretty much 3/4 of the track is covered with it. The field does get spread out under green flag conditions. Take a little skip back, see where drivers are in their competition. Looking back here with Corey Ennis, Tyler Lem, Travis Bennett, Aaron Jeffers as well.
Been noticing some strategy just a little bit. Corey Ennis pitted on lap 68. Could he be trying to go the one-stop strategy, pit earlier than the rest of these guys here in roughly 7 to 10 laps, and maybe potentially jump the field? That's going to be an interesting one once we see that play out there for that 67 machine.
But every driver needs to come back in one more time.
For sure. For sure. So could he be playing the leapfrog game? That's going to be an interesting call once that time comes about. But that is one of the only drivers on that 68 strategy. Everybody else either on high 70s or low 80s. Last time on pit road.
All right, looking back, next group of drivers back to Bostic. Going further on back on France. There's a battle right there between the 29 and the 15. Got Michael Lee, who's now in 19 in that Masters paint scheme 94. Kai Collmore is back out. He is battling, trying to get back up. He is showing in 22nd position. Just working around the 17 to 13, 7 and 8 bar. Back up front, see how things are going. So it's like Barton just basically said, you know what? Go ahead, Mr. Richard Mills.
Yeah, he's actually getting a little bit of a tow, a little bit of a draft, you know, on the straight, on the back stretch, and you could argue even on the front a little bit to pull his car along. So why not?
Yeah, the draft is a little bit of a factor here in Texas.
Like also could be making his car really tight though.
Yeah, fair. Mills is 2 laps down, so John Krupa is, I think he's the only car that is 1 lap down. So, but I think you're right though, John. I think the next strategy is, you know, pretty much based on our calculations. If you were to pit now, you could make it to the end, but just barely, and giving you no margin if a green-white checker comes out.
Yeah, exactly. And looks like, I believe, the 67 machine of Corey Ennis might be coming down pit road this time. Oh, somebody went off track. That's the 17.
That's the Austin Wall. Oh, wrecking. Does he stay in it?
Yeah.
Currently on the backstretch.
Looks like he should be able to make it around all right.
As you stated, Corey Ennis is on pit road.
And that should be his last stop of the day.
Yep, that was a fuel and 4-tire stop.
Yeah, but it was 18 seconds, though. That's a long time down pit road.
Yeah, that's like almost 3.5 seconds longer than everybody else. Austin Walton is in with his stop. Bargero still holds a significant lead over second place Alex Forget-Bruvy, our pole sitter, by almost 3 seconds. And he's kind of working his way up. That's Corey Ennis there. Corey is already lap down, so I think he's 3 laps down.
3. I'm only showing 1 on my end. I might be wrong.
I'm sorry, you are correct. It's 1 lap down.
So, you know, this could play very well into Corey Ennis's strategy if he saves tires. Because he is just 1 lap down, technically almost 2. But he possibly, if he keeps consistent lap times, could leapfrog everybody. Tony Japs and James Jones now on pit road.
Tyler Thurman is coming off. But yeah, we are seeing a few drivers. I mean, this is the time. Once you hit that 30 laps to go mark, it's time for you to get down pit road.
Yep, and here we go. This is when we're going to start to see some pit stops for sure. Second round of green flag stops. See some more drivers. Scott Thomas, Tyler Sexton down pit road. Jonathan Baranowskis.
Yep, but not our leaders yet. So if you guaranteed yourself that you're going to have enough fuel, and you know, if you do get a green white checker at the end, you don't want to do it on old tires.
That's exactly right. You don't want to do it on old tires. As we see Garrett Walden, Simon Magin, Ron Fitting make their way down pit road.
Let's go.
Oh, close.
That was close. Let's go on board with the 50 of Martin Giroux. I'm curious about shifting here with old tires. He's majorly having to countersteer that car out of these corners.
Yeah, he's getting a little tight behind the 5. There's a shift.
Yep, definitely having to back off a bit, super tight as he plowed through that, and
Alex Murphy, Tyler Lem, Michael Whitley Jr. on pit road.
it really is that time, I'm guessing, that we'll see. Oh, lost it.
Oh, he's there. Oh, did he? I think he made it.
That was... You saw it live, folks.
I think he's able to say he made it down pit road somewhat safely. Martin Giroux for sure.
All right, Martin Giroux on pit road along with Travis Bennett as well. Jacob Musso, Clark Franz, Ty Bostic, all now on pit road. 25 laps to go. This is the last stop these drivers are going to need. We're seeing the rest of the drivers come down. You've got Jordan Booth, Alex Forget-Booby, Eric Jeffers, Matt Robinson is back.
Yep. Once that leader came down pit road, everybody decided to come down pit road.
Yep, absolutely.
So we'll see where that 50 Martin Giroux ends up. Can he get that coveted win here at Texas?
All right, this puts Jordan Wenzel out front. Pitted last on lap 86, pretty much your top 7 or 8. Pitted last around lap 86. They've all got to come in. And you don't want to stay out there too long because that will give a huge advantage to the guys who just pitted that you've been battling all day. Martin Giroux, Jordan Booth. So waiting on this decision with the 81 of Jordan Wenzel. He stays in front of the 50, who is on clearly fresher tires. Jordan Wenzel's last lap was a 30.49. Martin Giroux, 29.91. And that's in traffic. Brendan Hayes on pit road, as well as Matt Pericini. Just 20 laps here to go at Texas in the iNRS event here, the AutoTrader EchoPark Automot 200. Just a great battle of strategy here, John.
Oh yeah, it's one of my keys. So I was at the top, pit strategy. As we now see the 81 making his way down pit road with 20 to go. Locked it up.
Yeah. Hopefully he
Little.
Interestingly enough, this puts the 39 of Kai Collimore, who has yet to come in, will get the lead a lap.
Yeah, get a little point there for sure. Never a bad thing. And I imagine he will be coming down pit road sometime soon. He is definitely extending that right now. You know, with 18 to go, he's almost at 40 laps. Or 30 laps, rather, excuse me. 30 laps. So 120. Probably the number he's looking for. But again, he's hoping for a caution.
Yeah, he is absolutely hoping for a caution. But working through a lot of traffic. There's a combination of lap traffic, same lap, guys who have already pitted. That makes for an ugly mix.
It's true. Yeah, it's treacherous. It's treacherous out there right now for the 39 of Kai.
He last pitted on lap 86. He's definitely on older tires. You can tell his last lap was a 30.97. Those guys that are, 31.05 compared to 29.5 of Jordan Booth. So 16 laps to go. Kai Collimore is due. Both he and Martin Pinnell in the 20 have not pitted as of yet. And for the most part, those guys are the guys on oldest tires out there.
Yep. For the guys that have come down pit road, Martin Giroux currently about 2 seconds in front of Jordan Booth. So that's going to be the battle once everything cycles back out here between Collimore and Pinnell. And here comes the 39 down pit road right now.
Yep, he had to come down. He was due. Gets it slowed down. That puts Martin Pinnell out front. Another opportunity to lead a lap, but he is definitely due any moment, which will, after all is said and done, cycle the 50 of Martin Giroux up to the front with Jordan Booth and Alex Bourget-Berube.
I believe Kai just got 2 right side tires. Potentially.
Oh, that's a very interesting decision.
As we are now approaching 13, now about 12 laps to go here in just a little bit, but Martin Pinnell still out front.
Yeah, you are correct. He just took right sides. And here comes
his last lap is.
Yep.
Nope, 57. Obviously, that was his pit out lap, so
Yep.
not going to be reflected. But Martin Pinnell down pit road, which is going to put the other Martin Giroux, to the point, leading Jordan Booth by 2 seconds here at Texas, coming to 11 laps to go.
That's a huge gap.
Last time by, Kai Collmore 29.7. So those right sides definitely are paying dividends.
All right, 28 cars still on the lead lap. Ron Fitting is your first car lap down in the number 3 Toyota. But Martin Giroux is up there. That gap is not really closing much. That last lap was a 29.96 by Martin. Jordan Booth in second, 30.16. Alex Forget-Ruby matched that time of a 29.96, so who knows? This could, I'm not sure just how far back, not far, about half a second. You can see that Alex is really working Jordan Booth, trying to get past him with just 9 laps to go.
Yeah, with 9 laps to go, everybody basically on equal tires. Eric Jeffers out there just ran a 30 flat, almost as fast as the leader.
You can see that.
In the wall.
19 just missed the wall. It was darn close.
It was close for sure, as we are now 8 laps to go here in the AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200.
That gap is widening between second place Jordan Booth and Martin Giroux, who continues to just he's got this race. I don't want to call it for him, but he's got this in his hands. He's got plenty of space between his competitors, and bringing up that track map.
It's full circle, basically. Everybody everywhere.
Well, the 11, which is the next car in front of the leader, is Tyler Thurman. He is the last car on the lead lap.
The gap's grown to about 3.1 seconds now, so
and you don't want to push him too far at this point. Just take the opportunity to take the podium, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think the battle is happening, or about to happen, between Jordan Booth and Alex Forget-Ruby. Alex has
19's
an opportunity.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell he's driving hard, dude. He is really trying to close that gap.
Yeah, he's basically dirt tracking it around. Turn 1 and turn 2 gap was gained a little bit right there, so we'll see what happens now as we are approaching 4 laps to go here at Texas right now. Martin Giroux out front, but the battle is on now for P2 as the 19 again slides out of 3 and 4. Taking a look and see what he sees out of his front windshield. Slide again right here. Yep.
Yeah, we'll you can watch that little orange stripe on his steering wheel. You can see that as he comes out of these corners, you can see him counter steering. You saw that through 1 and 2. That's just telling me that he is working super hard to pull every bit of horsepower and line out of that car, trying to close that gap.
Absolutely, and that gap has started to increase to just about 0.7 of a second.
Well, at this point, John, do you just accept the fact that if you push it too hard, you could wind up getting nothing? Here, you've got a podium opportunity. Maybe just take the podium.
Yeah, at this point, I would keep your car clean because you only have a second between you and Travis Bennett right behind you. I'd make sure you don't run into the wall. obviously, because Travis Bennett has been running faster lap times than Alex the last couple laps, and that's going to be it. But here we go. White flag in the air for Martin Giroux.
We'll
You know,
follow
we
the
talked
leader.
about him. Yeah, we talked about him early in the race. What was he going to be able to do? Had that lovely strategy at the end of stage one, which got him the win in stage one. But out of turn 4, Martin Giroux gets the W at Texas in P2 at Jordan Booth, and in third, Alex Forget-Berube, your pole sitter.
Great win. This definitely came down the stretch. A little major wrecking happening at the start-finish line. I think that was the 39 of Ty Collmore. 45 is also involved.
Yeah, and he went backwards to finish the race. That's one way to do it.
Well, yeah, it's all that matters. That's James Jones. All right, there is your winner, Martin Giroux, celebrating his victory. And let's see if we've got results. I believe we do.
Alrighty. Here we go. Your final results here in the AutoTrader EchoPark Automotive 200 presented by the iNRS and Admin Box. Martin Giroux gets your win here at Texas with Jordan Booth in second. Alex Forget-Berube there finishes in third. Travis Bennett in fourth. Eric Jeffers in fifth. Jordan Wentzel in sixth. Alex Murphy in seventh. Ty Bostic in eighth. Matt Piercini in ninth. And Matthew Robinson in 10. And really quick, got to say, biggest move of the race goes to Ty Bostic of 23 positions there in P8.
That's pretty awesome. In 11th, Tyler Lem. 12th, Jacob Musso. Vernon Broadbeck in 13th. Garrett Walden in 14th. Nick Alves in 15th. Tony Japson 16th. And Clark Franz in 17th. In 18th, Michael Whitley Jr. Kai Collmore finishes in 19th. And 20th, Simon Magin.
In 21st, you have Alberto Abar. Joe Musso finishes in 22nd with Vince Burns in 23rd. Jonathan Varanauskis there in 24th. Brendan Hayes in 25th. James Jones in 26th. Tyler Thurmond 27th. In 28th, Corey Ennis. Martin Pinnell in 29th. And Ron Fitting finishes in 30th.
31st, Mike Wheel. John Krupa, 32nd. Richard Mills, 33rd. Austin Walton in 34th. Scott Thomas in 35th. And Tyler Sexton in 36th. So back up front, Martin Giroux. And let's see who we've got. Do we have Alex? We do not have. Yes, we do. We've got Alex Forget-Berube, who is now in the broadcast booth. Alex, congratulations on your P3.
Hello, thank you very much. That was very exhausting. Gosh.
Well, you know what? This definitely was a race of strategy, and you certainly played it correctly.
Oh yeah, the fact that we had a long green flags run really helped into that. That's my style of racing when it comes into our hands, more than just being fast. Full throttle all the way around, you had to save tires. There was some fuel strategy at this stage and all that. That was kind of crazy. But yeah, really good performance from me today. I wasn't sure that stage got the stage. I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it, but the caution that came right into my the timing that I needed
Yeah.
was right. That was perfect. I lost the stage point, the stage win, but it was my pleasure giving him the win if it made me able to run the entire 40-ish laps that we did.
Yeah, we certainly saw that there were different strategies on how to address that first stage because you had to take fuel, and you had to take something at some point. Yeah, congratulations on your P3 finish. Good to see you up front. And any shout outs tonight?
Oh yeah, I have to say thank you to all my teammates. Bennett wasn't there tonight, but he's still in our VC, always cheering us up, and my teammates were really helpful tonight, helping me staying into the good mindset about the strategy and all that, because I really want to ensure. Um, I have to thank everybody that supports me, my mom, my girlfriend, everybody. It's just a blessing to uh, be able to come back and performance like I did tonight. It's been a couple of rough weeks for me, so it feels good to finish in the top three.
There you go. Congratulations. All right, that's Alex for Jay Ruby finishing in third. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring Mr. Jordan Booth into the broadcast booth. Jordan Booth into the broadcast booth. That was okay. Jordan, congratulations on your second place finish.
Thanks, man.
It was quite a victory there. And this, John and I talked about pre-race, during the race. This is all about strategy, this track, and certainly you got it done where you need to get it done and get there at the end.
Yeah, we got lucky in the first stage with a couple cautions, making it on fuel. Got some decent stage points there. And then, I missed the strategy a little bit in the second and final stage. I let Martin short pit me by probably 10, 11 laps there, and I should have reacted quicker and gave him a 2-second buffer that couldn't really overcome. Tried just hoping on a late race caution there at the end and just saving more tires than everybody else and backing it up, but it never came. But can't be disappointed with second. But yeah.
Absolutely not. Again, congratulations. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out my teammates Brendan and Kai. We're still working with them to get them the results I think that they need to be getting. But keeping Brendan in the playoff picture and everything's good. And then obviously new sponsor, McConey Setup Shop. Grateful to have them on board this 41 machine. If you guys need any high quality setups that don't break the bank, definitely go check them out for your open setup iRacing races. But yeah, it was a good day.
All right, that's your second place finisher, Jordan Booth. We're still looking for Martin Giroux. I think he may be down celebrating his victory, but I don't see him in the Discord. I'll look one more time. Don't see him. We'll give him a minute or two. John, any other thoughts about tonight?
No, I thought it was a great race. Love seeing some green flag runs and seeing how that strategy played out there for Martin, Jordan, and Alex. Rumble, 40XLI, and Performance Motorsports all there. 3 different teams there in the top 3. I thought it was a great race. Excited for next week. So next week we will be, I believe, in Talladega. That's going to be a fun race as always. Talladega it's a crazy one. So make sure to tune into that. But let's see, is Martin available?
I'm still looking through the Discord. I don't believe I see him. So, all right. Well, we'll take it. Congratulations to Martin Giroux. And again, looking forward to next week here on the iNRS series. We appreciate all of you who have tuned in tonight to watch this really a great event here amongst these drivers. Just a handful of cautions and more about strategy and success and really racecraft, and that was on display tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, folks. Well, thanks again for tuning in. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.